the Mountain Time Zone of North America keeps time by subtracting 7 hours from Greenwich Mean Time, during the shortest days of autumn and winter, and by subtracting 6 hours during daylight saving time in the spring, summer, and early autumn. The clock time in this zone is based on the mean solar time at the 105th meridian west of the Greenwich Observatory. In the United States, the exact specification for the location of time zones and the dividing lines between zones is set forth in the Code of Federal Regulations at 49 CFR 71. In the United States and Canada, this time zone is generically called Mountain Time. Specifically, it is Mountain Standard Time when observing Standard Time, and Mountain Daylight Time when observing Daylight Saving Time. The term refers to the fact that the Rocky Mountains, which range from northwestern Canada to the U.S. state of New Mexico, are located almost entirely in the time zone. In Mexico, this time zone is known as the Pacific Zone. In the United States and Canada, the Mountain Time Zone is 1 hour ahead of the Pacific Time Zone and 1 hour behind the Central Time Zone. In some areas, starting in 2007, the local time changes from MST to MDT at 2 a.m. MST to 3 a.m. MDT on the second Sunday in March and returns at 2 a.m. MDT to 1 a.m. MST on the first Sunday in November. Sonora in Mexico and most of Arizona in the United States do not observe daylight saving time, and during the spring, summer, and autumn months they are on the same time as Pacific Daylight Time. The Navajo Nation, most of which lies within Arizona, observes daylight saving time, although the Hopi Nation, as well as some Arizona state offices lying within the Navajo Nation, do not. The largest city in the Mountain Time Zone is Ciudad Juárez, Chihuahua. A Phoenix metropolitan area is the largest metropolitan area in the zone. The largest metropolitan area that observes Mountain Daylight Time is the binational El Paso Juárez area, closely followed by Denver, Colorado. TV broadcasting in the Mountain Time Zone is typically tape-delayed 1 hour, so that shows match the broadcast times of the Central Time Zone. Canada. The following provinces and areas are part of the Mountain Time Zone: Alberta, the Northwest Territories, most of the Kitikmeot region of Nunavut, portions of southeastern and northeastern British Columbia, the area of Saskatchewan immediately surrounding the city of Lloydminster. Mexico. The following states have the same time as Mountain Time Zone: Baja California Sur, Chihuahua, Nayarit, except from the Baja de Banderas municipality which uses the Central Time Zone. Sonora no daylight saving time, always on MST. Sinaloa, Revillagigedo Islands, 3 of the 4 islands have the same time as Mountain Time Zone: Isla Socorro, San Benedicto Island and Roca Partada. United States. The following states or areas are part of the Mountain Time Zone: Arizona no daylight saving time, always on MST, except in the Navajo Nation. Colorado, Idaho southern half, south of the Salmon River, Kansas only the counties of Sherman, Wallace, Greeley and Hamilton, all of which border Colorado. The remaining 3 counties that border Colorado, Cheyenne, Morton and Stanton, observe Central Standard Time, as do all other Kansas counties. Montana, Nebraska western third, Nevada west Wendover, on the Utah border, is the only location in the state which legally observes Mountain Time. However, the towns of Jackpot, Jarbidge, Mountain City and Owee, while all legally within the Pacific Time Zone, locally observe the Mountain Time Zone due to proximity to and stronger connections with towns in nearby Idaho. New Mexico, North Dakota southwestern quadrant, southwest of the Oregon most of Malheur County, on the Idaho border, South Dakota western half, Texas the 2 westernmost counties, Utah, Wyoming. Also, the unincorporated community of Kenton, Oklahoma, located in the extreme western end of the Oklahoma Panhandle, unofficially observes Mountain Time. However, the entire state of Oklahoma is officially in the Central Time Zone. Additionally, western Culberson County, Texas unofficially observes Mountain Time. See also, Effects of time zones on North American broadcasting. Notes. References. Sources: World Time Zone Map, U.S. Time Zone Map, History of U.S. Time Zones and UTC Conversion, Canada Time Zone Map, Time Zones for Major World Cities, the official U.S. time for the Mountain Time Zone, the official U.S. time for the Mountain Time Zone, official times across Canada, official times across Mexico.